First of all, I just want to say that Spirit Halloween 2020 has been an amazing lineup. There's so much uniqueness and originality this year that I have to say I was very impressed and thrown off when I saw the amount of uniqueness into each of these characters. We got puppet masters, we got rats, we got a lot of stuff. Let's just say a lot of stuff. Zombies, whatever the case may be. So, this isn't to say that Spirit has gone ununique over past years. This is just a trend that I've noticed that I personally would like to see changed. Now, I don't know if this is actually going to get changed. I don't even know if they're going to care about this video, but I wanted to make it anyways because I feel like other people will agree with me when I make these points. And if you disagree, hey, that's cool. All the more power to you. Leave a comment below, and feel free to even dislike this video if you disagree. I respect that immensely. But today, if you read the title of this video, we're talking about clowns. And clowns have been the subject of a lot of debate over the past few years in the Halloween community. Not just the Spirit Halloween fandom, but the Halloween collecting and decorating fandom in general. And I wanted to offer my 2 cents. This could even apply to the horror community with movies being made, but I wanted to specifically talk about Spirit Halloween as a case study for clowns. So first of all, why are clowns even considered scary or monsters in the first place? Well, I think the prime starter of this was the serial killer John Wayne Gacy, who was a man who was a party clown, who also would murder kids and people and put them underneath his house. It was very tragic. This all unfolded back in the 80s, and it inspired, from what I, am remembering, Stephen King to write the book It, which also has been a huge catalyst for clowns. And even recently we know this is true because the It films have gained popularity for clowns and scary clowns with Pennywise, but they've allowed the door to be open to lots of different clown decorations. And I've been fine with it for many, many years. I thought that clowns were creepy at one point. But my love for clowns has dwindled and dwindled with every passing year, and now, frankly, I'm done with clowns. I don't want to see any more clown animatronics, and you probably will disagree with that because I know so many people love clowns. But I don't. I don't anymore. I don't think they're scary anymore. I don't think they're unique anymore. The only clown as of Spirit 2020 that I thought was pretty unique was the Peekaboo clown. And even with him, he had some bends and molds in the face of the latex that I could see why some people wouldn't even like him. I thought the Fright in the Box was underwhelming. And the biggest kind of blow, I guess, that I could make in this video is I do not like the new Uncle Charlie. I think he's rather lame, and he is a big letdown from what the original was. And you could say he has mouth movement, he has eyes, and all of this stuff. And yeah, the eyes are fine, but he doesn't creep me out like the original did. The original had a great face design, and this one just seems very toyish. And that's what I wanted to talk about. I feel like these clowns are giant toys, and my critique has boiled up to a particular moment in time. This just happened. Spirit Halloween I don't know if it's leaked, but it's going to be an online seller. It's this new animatronic from YJ. It's a hanging vampire, and I'm going to pop a picture up on the screen so you can see what this vampire looks like. Unfortunately, I don't have a video at this time. But this is a vampire. It looks like it's going to be the same mech as Bloody Bag of Jokes, Zombie Bait, and Cocoon Corpse. And it kind of rides around, and it looks awesome. I mean, it looks fantastic. And we haven't seen a vampire prop like this in a long, long time. And then Spirit, this year, decides to do an island cave theme, with the back theme being Jack's Cave. Now, you would think that a hanging vampire would be the best case fit for a cave. But instead, the space and the themes were allocated to multiple clowns on an island. Now, this could be me nitpicking, and maybe it's just because I really prefer this vampire over a lot of the other things I've seen this year, especially all of the clowns. But it just got me thinking that we're seeing these really cool props be neglected to online-only status, whereas the clowns reign supreme in all of the themes. When you walk into Spirit this year, Crouchy the Clown is there. You have the Peekaboo Clown, you have Pennywise, you have Uncle Charlie. And to me, it's just gotten to the point where I don't really want to see them in the stores anymore. And this is just me personally speaking. This is just me talking out loud. Thinking out loud, excuse me. And I think one of the reasons is we've seen it so much that they've become not scary anymore. And there's nothing unique about most of these clowns. And I could point out particular prop companies that wholesale these things. The one that comes to mind is SVI. But it's not SVI's fault, and I don't blame them, and they actually don't do a bad job with these clowns. I think they're probably the best clown producer out there. It's not really their fault, because they're just supplying the demand for these clowns. My real question is, why are people buying so many clowns, and why are we allowing them to be in these themes so predominantly? And I don't really have an answer. I don't really know. I would love to see more original props. We've seen so many this year. But the vampire, of course, I've always wanted more aliens, more ghosts, just different stuff. And it's not just Spirit, I'm just talking in general. We see, at time and time again, different stores, clowns are becoming the new zombie, essentially. And I complained about zombies years ago, so you can't get on me for talking about clowns, because I talked about zombies before, that zombies were just beat over the head so much that everyone was just sick of them, and now we want them back because the clowns have grown to even bigger proportions. It's just a little upsetting. And here's the real kicker. When a prop becomes online only, this isn't just, again, for Spirit, this is for any store, but when a prop is online only, the chances of it being purchased go down a lot. And the reason is, at least for me, I like to see the prop showcased in the store. I like to see what it does before I dish out money, especially a lot of money for a retail item like that. And when you can't see it, and you have to pay overpriced shipping charges online, and oversized shipping charges, which I understand, online, it makes you want to purchase it less, and you go, well, we could just get something in the store. So the vampire probably, just my opinion, I don't know, isn't going to sell well, this is my guess, is not going to sell as well as, say, a prop like Uncle Charlie in the store. But then, they're going to look at the numbers and say, well, the vampire didn't do very well, so we don't need to make more of those, but the clowns did fine, so let's make more clowns. But the reason the vampire and a lot of these other props don't do so well is because they're not showcased in the same way. And when you have a disproportionate number of clowns, of course they're going to sell better because there's more to them. If we had 60 alien animatronics and we sold 40 of them, you'd say, hey, that's a pretty good ratio there, when, only one guy bought the vampire. The point is, I'm just tired of the clowns. There's not really any statistics I'm going to back up here because I didn't feel like doing it, because I know a lot of people love the clowns and I don't want to rain on your parade. But for me, the clowns, in order for me to get behind them, have to be really unique and very scary. And frankly, none of them this year are very scary to me at all. Clowns can fit into the creepy category, but the best way they're creepy is by looking innocent. And I think one of my favorite of the recent clowns, maybe of all time, was Waving Wally. A very simple animatronic, not a lot to him, I think he was overpriced. But he worked because he looked like a friendly clown, but you knew his intentions were not right, especially if you displayed him around Halloween time, that is. And so, to have these clowns that are huge monsters with teeth, or they do crazy stuff, and just talk and say, I'm gonna grab you, it loses the effect for me greatly, and I would love to see different animatronics in stores besides just clowns. But I feel like the clowns aren't going to stop until they become less popular, because here's the thing, and I understand this 100%, the business behind this, the economical decision, is that if more people are wanting clowns, we're going to make them so they'll buy them. Makes complete sense to me. I'm just wondering why they're so popular when, in my opinion, they're lackluster. So that's all from me. I'm done with clowns personally, but I hope either they'll make some different stuff like the vampire, or they'll make clowns that really knock my socks off. I would love it. And the reason I make these videos, my rant-ish videos, is because I want to see the industry improve. And when I see things that could use improvement, I want to talk about them to make the Halloween industry better. Because I feel like if you don't talk about the flaws in something you love, it's open to being hurt, if that makes sense. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. And remember, as always, for all things Halloween, this is Hauntformer.